Hey, welcome to Dash and Fashion Finance. This is a space where it's not going to be limited to finances. It's definitely not going to be limited to fashion, but it's all centered around faith. I just believe everything starts and begins from within. So you've definitely tuned in to the right channel at the right time. Hopefully you are the right person to be inspired by the information, the truth that I'm going to share. These are not going to be things that the golden rules. These are just my actual golden rules, my actual truths of who I am and the unique person I was created to be. And I just hope there's something here, some nuggets that you can take and you can apply, and it can help you to get motivated in your life. So first and foremost, just want to thank you for tuning in. And today's topic is going to be on how I became mortgage free, just that mortgage free journey and why it was so important to me. Now, I know there's a battle out there. Some people say you maybe shouldn't pay off your home early, and some say that you should. And I'm not here. I just feel everyone has to choose their own path in life. I just know for me and me specifically, I just knew that ownership was very important. See, I wasn't seeing a lot. I was seeing a lot of people purchase homes, but I wasn't seeing a lot of people owning their homes. And one thing I can remember growing up is that I saw my grandfather, as he passed away, he owned property, he owned his home, he owned land. And I think that was incredible. When you truly have ownership, you can literally take over the world. So the way I viewed ownership was like not about, and I understand that sometimes people say, well, I can't, just maybe purchase my home right out. But there are ways that you can earn additional income so that you can pay it off early if you choose to own it. And I knew for me, the biggest part of ownership is that I never wanted to be enslaved to anyone or anything or any situation. See, I understood once I owned everything and made sure that I was totally debt free, then if I was ever in a situation, didn't matter what it was, business, job, whatever, if I was in a situation and I was truly not happy, then I could make the decision based upon my heart and not based upon my pockets. Why? Because I owned my situation. And most important about ownership is that, for me, is that ownership is about owning your time, owning your schedule, and most importantly, owning your thought life and actions. See, when I see ownership, I just see that now you're living life on your terms. I saw that ownership was about waking up in the morning and truly deciding, praying to my higher power and just saying, direct me in the path that you want me to go in instead of the path that the world wants me to go in. And so ownership was so significant for me. So about 24 plus months ago, I just made a decision that I was going to be totally debt free. And I can tell you, I'm totally debt free, and it feels so great. Things that have changed, I just want to touch on that. My discipline has stayed the same because it did require discipline to make sure I was paying additional on the mortgage. There were other things I could have done. I could have said, well, no, I'm going to take this additional 15 plus 100, whatever, and I'm going to do all types of things with it. But I was disciplined because I kept the end goal in mind, which was ownership. So now what happens is that extra money that's coming in, now it's being assigned to things like extra travel, extra put away towards, saving. And that's, to me, that's beautiful, especially in an economy, a world right now where, they're talking about, inflation, recession. People are feeling it. I know you're feeling it out there. And to not, and I do see it that it's out there, but to not let life be dictated by that because of the extra money that's available. So the number one thing that I did was, or the number one thing that has changed is that it's just extra money that's available. And I will tell you, when there's extra money, you always have to make sure you assign it. Unassigned monies is dangerous. So you want to make sure you're assigning your dollars, especially once you become debt free. You want to make sure those dollars are still being assigned to a proper place. You still want to make sure those dollars are aligned with your goals and your dreams in life. So another thing that has changed is that I don't feel that I'm enslaved to interest. Before, what happens is when you're in debt, you pay interest. And at that point, see, interest right now, I think I heard, credit card debt is really at an all-time high, up there with student loan as well. And see, what I know is that that puts you in a position where interest is not benefiting you. It's benefiting the person that lent you that money, that allowed you to borrow it, but it's not benefiting you. And when I look at interest or compound interest, I think it should be working for who? For you. It should be working for you and growing for you, not for someone else. And that's normally what's happening, is that a lot of people are tied to paying all this interest. And when you pay off your home, you save so much in interest. So that's one of the things that changed, is that now I give the interest to myself. So now if I need anything, I want to, I don't borrow, I can borrow from myself. So that's another plus of being mortgage free, of being debt free. What's next? What's to come is that, yes, I'll do more things, like maybe investing in more real estate. But someone asked me a question. They said, oh, now you can go get a loan and you can buy your first investment property. And obviously they didn't get it. Why would I become debt free to get in debt again? That's not how it works, but that's how this world works. So I understood why they thought that was going to happen, but I was like, no, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to purchase anything with cash. I understand the freedom that's now available, not being enslaved to interest, not being tied to a monthly payment. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just make sure that if I am going to purchase something, I will purchase that with cash. So again, life, I guess it's changed a little, but maybe not a lot, because like I said earlier, the discipline is still there. So I challenge you, if you're going to do it, how I did it, it's just the old fashioned way. I just got out an Excel spreadsheet, created an amortization table, saw how much was going to principal, interest, what I needed to do, how much I need to pay extra to pay it off. My target date was actually 2023, but I actually got it done in September of 2022. Only because I started the more I started seeing it going down, that payment, that balance going down, the more eager, the more excited I got about making it happen, about putting everything extra. I know some people, I've heard some people say they put everything towards it and they didn't shop, they didn't do anything. And again, I'm speaking my truth. I did continue shopping. That's why my channel is called Dash of Fash and Finances. I love fashion, so I still shop, but I shop within reason. I was not going to allow $8,000 to $1,000 pair of shoes to get in the way of my freedom, my financial freedom. So I still did both. I still lived, and I think that's very important. I think that's one of the things I want to close with, is that when you have a goal, whether your goal, it may not be mortgage, maybe you just have debt or credit card debt or student loan or something that you want to pay off. And I will add this, if you do have that and you just want to get out of debt, still make sure you're living. No, you maybe can't take those extravagant vacations, but still go do things that you enjoy. If you like the beach, still take a trip, to the beach. Still enjoy the process. And I think that's what happens sometimes, is that people don't enjoy the journey. So when they get there, they're, how shall I say, they're lost. And I don't feel like I was lost once I got to that point where I was able to pay everything off early in September of 2022. Is because I still enjoyed the journey. I still, enjoyed my fashion. I still, I may have budgeted and planned for I don't like to use budget. I developed a spending plan so that I can get key items, luxury items, whatever that I enjoyed. I still took vacations. That's so important, just to, relax, rejuvenate. I just believe when you're so tense and you're so uptight and you're not truly enjoying Like I said, the journey, you miss something. And there was a lot that I got from the entire journey, the process, because I enjoyed it. So I challenge you, as you're putting whatever plan, debt freedom plan together, make sure you are enjoying the process. Make sure throughout everything you are truly learning different lessons. I just believe lessons are blessings. So make sure you're doing that. The next time that I will talk about, a little bit more about other things and finances. Like I said, this is just not going to be a finance channel. My life is based upon my faith, everything. So there will be other things that I'll talk about. But I just believe right now, at times that we're in, this is so important to talk about. Debt freedom is so important to talk about. Ownership. And lastly, I would just say, just make sure in 2023 that you are showing up and you're totally giving it all you have so that you can make your financial goals and dreams happen in a special way. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great day.